What's up, guys? Jerry here, Sheepdog Ops. Here we go. I got a video coming out right now. I'm gonna post it here shortly. This will be the promo for it. I appreciate you guys following, hitting that subscribe button, getting those notifications out so you can watch the videos. We had a great training session, so I'm not gonna get any of that stuff up, but I got a video with our guy over at Institute of Technology, Jesse Herring. So I'm gonna post that after this. It's gonna be pretty awesome because we've got some pretty cool stuff with that, talking about, following up about knowing the languages of the people that you're serving, as far as officers go. So I know that's gonna be pretty awesome. You guys are gonna love it. Definitely hit that like button and send it out to everyone. Have that smash that subscribe button. And here we go. This is the video. Garrett, I'm from Sheepdog Ops. We're sitting here with
Jesse Herring.
How do you want to say that? You want officer?
Yeah, Jesse Herring.
Jesse Herring?
Yeah.
All right. He's one of the instructors here at IoT. Obviously, if you guys follow my channel, we do quite a bit of stuff over here. And then one of their students, Isa.
Isa.
All right.
Just Isa.
Just Isa, we'll leave it at that. So, one of the important things that I wanted to go through today was we were going to sit back and talk about the importance of understanding the language barriers. I know that we had talked about it on stream the other day, I think it was last week, and I wanted to do a video on this because I think it's important. So, Jesse here has a very long resume, and I'm glad to know him because he's someone that you need to know if you're getting ready to get into law enforcement or looking towards anything in that kind of Leo field. If you want to kind of go through some of your background.
I worked in Salinas PD, Salinas, California, Fresno PD, 26 years, and then I've been at Clovis Unified School Police for the last 4 years, 4.5 years.
Yeah, so he's got a long slew of experience, obviously different departments within those areas, huge background in narcotics and things like that. That was pretty cool stories, I gotta admit, at least in the short time that I've gotten to get to know you.
Okay.
And then Isa here is obviously at the end of her program here at the Institute of Technology. Halfway. We're getting close, right?
I wish it was there.
Halfway.
But your end goal and your route to that, what do you plan on doing?
I want to be control officer for a while and then see.
What's the final goal? I know you have a final goal.
I want to work for the bench.
Do you?
Yeah.
So it's changed a little bit since I talked to you, which is awesome. I think that's the cool thing. I know when I started this whole process towards being an officer, it's bounced around quite a bit. So I've been pretty impressed with watching you guys change and you guys come in and help change it to find a better place to sit. So if you wanted to talk about a little bit of your experience with especially language barriers, because obviously places like Salinas and Fresno.
Yeah, so when I first started out, I went to Salinas PD, and I was joking with my Spanish-speaking students that the only thing I knew was "Donde está la playa en Cerveza?" Right? Where's the beach and beer? It's the most important thing as a college student, I thought. So then I got thrown into Salinas, East Salinas, 90-some% just Spanish-speaking. So then I was just immersed in it, and one of the things I went to was like a grocery chain, Food Max, one of those stores, and the loss prevention report was all in Spanish. Loss prevention, the loss prevention agent, he was all in Spanish, so I actually had to get an interpreter for my witness or victim. So basically I latched on to one of the guys Spanish speaking and just riding with him every day, like, hey, what do I need to do? What do I need to learn? You know, the most important things. I bought a flip chart for basic stuff, basic police questions. You know, where do you live? Where, you know, your birthday, you know, and so forth, getting personal information in learning it. So,
hint.
So I bought that, and then also I had a great partner at that time who kind of encouraged me, you know, hey, communicate, try. And I think, and we've talked about it with the students too that are Spanish speakers or grew up that speaking solely Spanish, that I think if people see that your effort of trying to speak Spanish, that's my issue, I know single words, but my brain doesn't put it in the right context. But I think people see the effort and it's genuine. You're trying to speak Spanish and there's a little bit of English, and I think you can communicate that way too. So
That's awesome. And speaking from your on the other side of it, obviously, prior to getting in, you have a family that speaks Spanish,
Yeah.
and probably a lot of elderly people who only speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Because I have that on my mother's side. I have grandparents that always speak.
Yeah, like right now, my parents are fully Spanish. Like in the house, we only speak Spanish. And it is important. And sometimes they do understand some words in English, or they try to. When they see like someone's making an effort, like you said, they do try to. And I don't know how they do it, but they communicate in the streets. When they go to the store or something, they're like communicating.
Now, when you were younger, that was probably your role a lot of the time, right?
Yeah, translating.
Translating for them.
It still is.
still do. We
It
talked
still
about
is.
that on some things.
Well, of course, and that's important, but obviously going back to when you're on one side of this story and you're on the other side, you grew up and that's all you knew.
Yeah.
And having that ability to translate was their only barrier is you. You're the barrier between your mom and everyone else, or your parents and everyone else. And then for you, it's the same thing on the other way.
Yeah, I'd always, if it was something, I'd always grab younger kids. If it in an emergency situation, you'd ask for a Spanish speaker if there was one available or not. Then a lot of times you can just find younger kids, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. I'd ask kids, hey, what is your grandpa, or what is he saying? And they'll tell you. I think kids are pretty genuine and they're not trying to lie.
Yeah.
I've had a few teenagers that it wasn't the case, but I think younger kids in an emergency situation to get the basic info and to get it out and broadcast it. So has helped me a lot.
Tell the truth.
And with you being on the other side of it and your parents speaking Spanish, how often did they appreciate when just people would give the effort, obviously, the simple little effort?
Oh, we see it all the time too, and it's funny because I see it more like on white people. They try more actually, and there's Mexicans that you can tell they're Mexicans, or they speak Spanish and they're like, oh, you don't speak Spanish, and then you see the white people like talking to them like, ¿Qué ocupas, señora?" and things like that. But it's
Yeah, and I think it's a sense of if you're genuine, and you're trying to say whatever. It may not even be police related. It may be something you have that's a nice car, or beautiful flowers, something simple, just to compliment somebody. And again, I think when people see that it's genuine and feel that, they can sense that even through the language barriers too. So.
That's awesome. And that's what I wanted to come here and talk about. I think it was important for people to understand that this is being in a position of power, like what this program intends for you to do. It's important to be willing to work with the people around you and work for the people who you're trying to protect or serve.
Right. And a lot of it's just knowing your community, whether you'll have certain pockets of different ethnicities. And I think, and I've always, my training philosophy and my background with my younger officers and myself is to learn a few basic words, whether it be just hello. I shared earlier, I learned some basic Punjabi. It's just hello, it's just a greeting, how are you? And you'd be amazed that people, it kind of blows them away. I'm like, you speak Punjabi? I'm like, no, I just know how to say hello. But I mean, it goes a long way. It's a great icebreaker, especially in the community, people in your community. Again, it's genuine, and you've taken the time to learn 1 or 2 words. I learned in Hmong and in Thai in the past. I don't use it as much anymore, but I think it goes a long way.
Well, and then living in some of the areas you've lived and worked in, you're not going to find just, we all speak Spanish or we all speak
Right.
Hmong. You're going
Right.
to find pockets.
We're going to find pockets, depending on what neighborhood. It could be the beat, whatever beats you're in, sectors. And it could change on a call-to-call basis of people. And I think a lot of our younger people, especially we kind of touched on the Southeast Asian, our young people all speak English, granted. I mean, they're lucky they can speak multiple languages. It's when you're dealing or having to talk to an older person, you know. But again, that's when that kind of that icebreaker, like, hello, how are you, you know, how are you today? And that nice icebreaker, so it goes a long way.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you guys want to say or bring up?
No, I just think in the police world, obviously you need to learn the emergency stuff. I mean, hands up, don't move. Those basic things.
I'm glad you went with hands up, don't move,
Yeah.
and hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah, hands up or don't move. You know, you're obviously, I mentioned earlier, your name, the birthday, date of birth, where you live, how long you live, school, stuff like that. It'll come. And a lot of people, I mean, my wife thought I was crazy, but I would go home and watch the Spanish channels. And
Pick it up.
yeah, and then being that I worked in a neighborhood that was 90% all Spanish speaking, and then I thought I did pretty well. I was able to function without a translator a lot of times too. So, but the TV helped me a lot too.
Well, and I think that's a good point that you're making right there. It's not, because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on the channel right now, we're doing a lot of physical stuff, a lot of training stuff that's physical, but not all of it is a fight that you have to physically win. A lot of it can just be won by verbally. Verbal jujitsu is more effective than anything else, and then understanding the language just adds one more weapon in your utility belt.
PR.
Yeah.
It's a great PR tool.
Cool. You guys good?
We're good. Thanks.
All right. I got one last thing. Remember,
I didn't do makeup. Am I looking?
I feel like no. I know my face is oily. My
I'm a
hair
little
is.
oily.
You should have been here yesterday when my
next
hair was
time,
nice.
I'll bring my makeup girl in. We'll do a whole thing.
My hair was nice yesterday. What's up with this?
Sorry, I told you Tuesday. I told you last week Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I had a whole week to prepare.
All right, and as we always say, don't be the sheep in the fight, be the dog. All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. I got to sit down with those two. I got to sit down with Jesse Herring, got to sit down with Issa. We had a good conversation, good talk. Next week, I'm filming my video for the arrest pyramid, and we're going to be doing this with one of the other instructors, Dan Manriquez. It's a great instructional video on how things go from arrest to, or consensual encounter to arrest, and that entire process that you have there. So I'm going to grab maybe a couple other students, and we're going to go through that stuff, and we're going to ask some questions. So I hope you guys enjoy that. This stuff is obviously my time. I love doing it, so don't worry about anything other than that. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of the guys that are hooking us up and letting us know that they love what we're doing and they want us to keep working. My boys down at Battle Rattle, go check them out. They've got some great t-shirts and stuff. I know he just came out with another great one. He sent me the link to it now. I know if you subscribe to them or you join their stuff, you get a little bit of a discount. Go over to Ping Pong Tactical, enjoy that stuff. They've got some great custom holsters and things like that. Go check them out. They're one of the guys that I'm working with. Also, if you got the time, I know Dan Manriquez Defense Academy is out there, and that's going to be pretty awesome. That's who I'm working with. That's a lot of the training videos you see is with me with him. And then the only other thing is I got another YouTuber who's planning to work with me. He's going to be in my next training video that I'll post up here soon, and that'll be cool. Hit all those subscribe, like buttons, and that way we can keep this rolling. I can keep bringing content to you guys. I can keep doing this stuff for you, because it's not just for me, it's for you, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you, and remember, don't be the sheep in the fight, be the dog.